Hello, everybody on YouTube. This is Super Nintendo, and welcome to another episode of First Impressions. This video is episode is actually going to be on a show that I have seen before, but I remember nothing of because it's been a long time since I've watched it, and I didn't get very far in it to begin with. And this show is Fairy Tail. So this is a show that I didn't get very far into it, so I don't know if there's some kind of grander plot that is, introduced later, but from what I gather in the 4 episodes that I watched, this time mostly just because, the ending to episode 4 kind of seemed like a good place to stop, for recording this. It's very much a adventure of the week type thing. Some adventures last more than one episode, but largely it's a thing where they go on adventures. It's a show about wizards, very much in the vein of a Black Clover, except this came out first. And this, it follows a particular guild of wizards that they take jobs, they go to, and they go to carry out those jobs, basically. They get paid for it. And that's why I said that this show is kind of a show of adventure of the week. And we follow, judging from the opening, we follow 4 characters in particular. Natsu, who is a fire wizard who uses dragon. The show says he has dragon lungs, dragon scales, and dragon claws, but I don't know. He has dragon fangs and a dragon tongue. So, maybe. I don't know. He's pretty cool. I'll get to him in a moment. Lucy, the very obvious fan service character. And also kind of main character, really. She's the character who is pretty much introduced first, I think. She's the point of view character, the character who both explains certain things about the world and also gets certain things explained to her so that the audience understands what's going on. In a show like this, you kind of have to have one of those characters. Another character that is introduced in episode 2 is in episode 2 and shows back up in episode 4, and a little bit in episode 3, but not for very long, is Gray, who I remember a little bit about him from from some of the later ones. He's an ice wizard, and he is always butting heads with Natsu. They're kind of rivals. I always kind of picture the way that I kind of view their relationship is very much like Sanji and Zoro from One Piece. In fact, this whole show kind of feels like One Piece to me a little bit. Very much in the tone and humor and stuff. It reminds me a lot of One Piece. And another character that is Urza Scarlet, who I do remember a little bit of her from the episodes I watched later. She is a swordswoman, and she is the most powerful woman in Fairy Tail and whatnot. She's awesome. I like her design, and from what I remember of her later on, I like her personality, so that's pretty cool. So to talk a little bit about the animation, it's very good animation. There's a lot of it that is very obviously reused, particularly the spells with Natsu and the summonings of the celestial spirits with Lucy. But, that doesn't really bother me all that much. I've watched shows with reused animation a lot, and it doesn't really bother me. Kill la Kill reused animation a lot. Gurren Lagann reuses animation from when Gurren Lagann transforms and stuff all the time. Dragon Ball Z reused animation, but it was never really like animation where it was like oh, they transform, so then they go through this like Sailor Moon like transformation thing with it. It was always just really quick fighting frames and whatnot. There was always like 5 or 6 punching animations and dodging and whatever, so then they like dodge and whatever in quick succession, then they move on to a new thing. That's so the reused animation doesn't bother me, and it's very pretty animation too, so it's not like it's crappy animation that distracts from everything. I like the voice cast. It's really funny because the villain of episodes 3 and 4 in the dub for this, it's very clearly the voice that they get for the Kai version of Frieza, and it's and particularly when he starts yelling, it's really funny because when he starts doing it, I'm just imagining him. I'm just imagining him as Frieza, and that just makes it all the more funny, all the funnier that all the funnier for what he does. It's pretty funny. I guess that is a good segue into the humor of the show. Like I mentioned, it's very One Piece. It's very Lucy is the straight man to the very high end insanity that the rest of the fairy tale guild members have. Natsu is freaking insane along with everyone else. I like Gray's gimmick where he this character is way more entertaining to me than Sasuke ever was, because he's very clearly the moody, angsty character, but he has this goofy gimmick where he'll just take off his clothes and walk around in his... The show calls them underwear, but they look more like shorts. And he'll just run around in them. He'll be in clothing for one frame, and then the next frame he'll just be in his shorts, and it's like, dude, what happened to your clothes? God damn it! It's just, I don't know. I love that. It's stupid. It makes no sense, but it's the type of random bullshit humor that I love as a long time anime watcher, I guess you would call me. I love it when... See, this is a show that I can sit back and I don't have to take too seriously. It sets it up very early on that this is a show that... this is just a goofy, enjoyable shonen that... Honestly, I really hope moving forward they just kind of keep it like this, because one of my criticisms with One Piece, as much as I love the Water 7 arc and stuff like that, honestly, I do kind of miss that the feel of One Piece from the early episodes when Luffy is sailing the the West Blue, I think it was, and he is trying to build up his crew, going through and getting Usopp and Nami and Zoro, and Sanji. Does he get Robin before he gets into the Grand Line? I don't remember now. Oh well. Anyway, I miss that. I miss that type of feel to One Piece. I don't know if the show goes back to it, because like right now I am getting into the I am still trying to I'm transitioning out of the Water 7 arc to the there's like a family of douchebags in like a ice area or something and whatnot, but this video isn't about One Piece. This is about Fairy Tail. I kind of hope that this show stays with the adventure of the week type setup that it has. I know that they would have to introduce some kind of bigger plot element later on because of just variety. I feel like a lot of people would not be okay with this show just being a adventure of the week, and this show's gone on for a really long fucking time. The show is like 13 seasons or something, and I think it's already come to an end. Yeah, I don't know, but I might actually continue to watch this. I guess talking about the music for a second, the opening theme is, or at least the first one, is Snow Fairy. I love this theme. It's such a good theme. I love Nate Wants to Battle's version of it. It's so jaunty, so catchy, you know. I love the first ending theme. The music in the show, the background music is very it's reused a lot, but it's good sounding music. I like it. This show does something that I really hate that anime does, where it's the first couple minutes before the opening credits is basically explaining the premise of the fucking show. And in the first episode, fine, whatever. But seriously, why does this keep happening? Why do shows keep doing this? Like, okay, I get it. We get it. We don't need a fucking. But how come like Funimation doesn't incorporate that thing that Netflix has where you can skip through certain shit in an episode or whatever? Like Netflix, one of my favorite thing with watching Netflix shows is like you can skip the recap, like watching Seven Deadly Sins on Netflix. You can skip the recap, you can skip the intro, and whatnot, and that's awesome. I never skip the intro unless it's an intro that I'm not interested in. But that's just me. But I always skip the frickin' recap because I don't need to see what I just saw, and I don't need the whole premise of the fucking show re-explained to me when I already, you get it after the first fucking episode. But aside from all that, yeah, this show is pretty good. I like the uniqueness with Natsu's character. He at first he seems kind of like a Goku reskin. He's very much a dopey kind of idiot character that is really into fighting and whatnot, but Then they throw in like he's looking for essentially his father figure who happens to be a giant fucking dragon, which is awesome, and also the fact that Natsu suffers from motion sickness, so that's kind of a running gag with him where it's like he'll be all gung ho and whatnot, then he'll be on like a train or a car or something, and then he'll just be like, I feel like I'm gonna die or whatever. I kind of like that. It's something that you never really see in anime, or at least I haven't. I've seen like dozens of different anime, but this is something that I have never seen before, and I like that. Not much else to say. I like Fairy Tail, and I will continue to watch it. I know that this episode of First Impressions was supposed to be Steins Gate, but I've been really, really busy. In fact, this is kind of a rush job because I'm really tired, and I've been working on Let's Play stuff all day, so I swear I got the hiccups. Next one will be Steins Gate. I'll see you guys later. Bye.